Hello guys, welcome again, a new live stream. So let's talk about Bitcoin. This is 1 day chart, so you don't have time. I mean, I'm gonna explain my technical analysis very fast. So let me show you here. This is like this, and that's it. Let me show you 1 second. Where is the arrow? Okay, this is like this. Okay, this is like this, and that's it. Is the only direction I have right now in 1 day chart. Of course, this bounce, if we see this bounce, is gonna be a sell opportunity. And in this live stream, I'm gonna explain why. So first of all here, because I know the arrow is like this, right? Is like this. So no shorts, right? No shorts. So the thing here is like, I am looking for a bounce here, yes. But this bounce should be a sell opportunity. And the reason is because if we see higher time frames, for example, a 3-day chart, we have here 1, 2, 3 stacks of various divergence here, as you can see here, various divergence here. And also we have the biggest one is in 5-day chart. 5-day chart, we have beautiful various divergence forming right now here, where it's just about time. And we have an OBB and also in curves. So this is one of the most powerful 1 second, let me. Okay, so this is one of the most powerful setups I have in my system of trading. So we have in 5-day chart a better variance in weekly in 5-day chart. So I will be very extremely careful thinking from here Bitcoin will go to 50K or something like that. I don't think so. Actually, eventually, this based on technical analysis, right, probabilities, this is gonna do this, right? In 5-day chart, that my arrow is to the downside. Okay, that's it. Okay, in 5-day chart, I mean higher time frames, the rest of the year. So 1-day chart is for the next 10 days. So in the next 10 days, all this week, I am looking for Bitcoin to see a bounce. Maybe not a new high, of course not. I think Bitcoin will not hit, will not make a new high. Actually, I will start looking for maybe $30,000 around there, and no more than that. So something like this. Let me show you here. Let me show you something like this, right? Sideways here, and after that, testing here, this area of resistance, and after that, continuation to the downside. That is a technical analysis in 1-day chart. Of course, in my case, what I'm trading in the bounce. I'm trading right now the bounce here in 1-day chart. So looking for like this, something like this, okay? Remember, I am not expecting like, oh my God, bull market. No. The thing here is like, I will be bullish again for Bitcoin when I see weekly basis, a weekly chart with a clear buy signal right now here, but we don't have right now. We still have, technically speaking, right now, since 2 weeks ago, I think, we have a very formal sell signal here with ADX negative here. So Bitcoin is bullish. Yes, it's still bullish. I mean, the trend is your friend, right? So as long as Bitcoin is not breaking this pivot around $25,000, everything should be fine in the long term, right? Because Bitcoin is building an uptrend. I mean, we have this low, we have this low, we have this low. So as long as this low is not taken and it's not broken, everything should be fine, even if we see a pullback. The question is, if based on the probabilities, if this could happen, yes. Actually, the answer is yes. There is a very good chance Bitcoin could break $25,000. But I think that scenario is after that. We will see that scenario after we see this bounce first. Bouncing here first, Bitcoin won the chart, and after that, continuation to the downside. That is the thing I am looking for. Now let's talk about the monthly here. We have, today is the last month of the monthly. So I'm gonna add a new moving average here. Let me show you here, exponential moving average here. And let me show you here the MA21 here. Sorry, my cats. Okay, so we have here the moving average. Let me change the color here. I'm gonna change the color. It's gonna be maybe yellow. Okay, good. So Bitcoin is holding and is closing above the moving average MA21. That actually is very good. Yes, it's very good. The thing here is like, With this close, Bitcoin will have another chance to maybe keep pumping a little bit more. The most bullish scenario I can see for Bitcoin in the monthly basis is around $35,000. But based on the probabilities, actually now they are very low. So the best scenario right now for Bitcoin, honestly, for me, is just gonna be in sideways here, staying sideways here for a long time here without making nothing fancy, nothing like, oh my crazy, just in sideways, exactly the same thing as we saw for Bitcoin in 2021 when Bitcoin 2020 when Bitcoin was just in sideways here for, I mean, the range was from $9,000 to $11,000 for maybe 6 months. So that is gonna be the most bullish thing here. If we see that, yes, of course, in the long term, we will see a very nice bounce to maybe 50K, 60K. But I think next year, this is going to be the year, not this year. So the pivot is very, very simple. Any close below $28,000 weekly basis, I think Bitcoin will hit 25 and potentially break there. And you will see a massive, massive bull trap in the long term. So possibilities, yes, actually, yes. With the next close in the monthly here, we are gonna have potentially the monthly is testing the sell line here. Technically speaking, at this point, if we compare Bitcoin in 2020, for example, 2019, 2020, when Bitcoin was testing the sell line here from the bottom to the top, Bitcoin actually was up around, let me show you here. 1 second here. For example, from this point and this point, Bitcoin was around almost 200%. Yes. So from here, when Bitcoin was from the bottom of the signal, right, to the top, if we see, for example, from here around here, yes, to the top where Bitcoin was in the center line on a curve, right, was in the center line here was around well, a lot, right? 500%. So in this case, if we do exactly the same exercise here from the bottom, I mean the signal here in February 2023, and right now here, if we compare, right, the I think trading view changed a little bit the everything here because it was different before. Okay, let me show you here. From this point, the signal is here, right? Around $22,000 to the top, around 30%. So if you see that, actually Bitcoin is not very strong like before. So that's why I have to be very careful here. And also why? Because historically speaking, every time when the bottom is in, there is a double bottom. Do you realize about this? Let me show you here. We have the bottom here, and after that, double bottom here. We have the bottom here, and after that, double bottom here. You see? And here, we have the bottom here, and well, something is missing here, right? So the point here is like, what I'm trying to say is like, we have, at least in my case, I am very defensive because this is not looking very healthy anymore. I mean, this is not looking like before. So I am not saying Bitcoin is bearish. Of course not. Remember the rules. As long as Bitcoin is about the ME55, I'm bullish. Yes, but after 6 months, almost 7 months in sideways here, this is not very healthy. At this point, Bitcoin should be maybe around $40,000, $45,000 with this monthly buy signal. So let's talk about the bi-weekly chart. The bi-weekly chart again, here we have sell signal confirmation, ADX negative here. Technically speaking, this should be like this, right? Sideways or what? Or crash, okay? That is the technical analysis, the official technical analysis, if I can say like it's official. But I mean, the formal, based on my system of trading, this is a sell signal. And in average, every time when we have this signal here, Bitcoin actually crash around 60%. So I think it's better to just, in my case, I am defensive, and that's it. I am not bullish like before. 1-day chart is looking great. Yes, Bitcoin is doing very good, holding the ME55, but in general, I don't feel comfortable buying here to the moon, right? Of course not. Now to the chart here, the trend is your friend here, and let me show you here. Looks like Bitcoin actually, maybe 2-3 days more holding this level, we will see a bounce. Now, the problem with this setup here is, like, as you can see, OBB is very clear. There is no volume into the chart. So all this month, I mean, August, there is a very good chance if we see a bounce here in OBB, here should be lower than this one. If we see that, well, you know what is this, right? Technically speaking, into the chart, we are in downtrend. So there is no volume in price. So the volume is increasing here, right? It's increasing here without volume. That is that is the thing. That is the secret, right? That's why I said, hey, careful with your assets, because maybe they are pumping, but without volume. But in the long term, that is not something we can trust, right? So that's why eventually it's gonna reverse. So the bearish signals are there. The facts are there. There are some bearish signals, bearish variance in 3-day chart, bearish variance in 5-day chart, and bearish variance in 2-day chart. Like makes me think like this is not the best setup, right? Last thing here, in 2021, we have in 5-day chart, right? We compare here, we have a new high here in 2021, November, and we have a better variance, right? And now we have here in 2022, right? Bullish divergence here and bullish divergence, right? In the price. And now we have again the same setup we had in 2021 with a new high here, and well, OBB making a new here with better variance in OBB here, better variance here. So as you can see here, the price action is very similar. So I am not saying Bitcoin will go to zero. Just the only thing I'm saying is we have to be careful here. Okay, that is the point of this live stream. Okay, so let's continue. I'm gonna continue in 4-hour chart. What I'm doing right now, first of all, I gotta stop it like just like $200, I think, and I open a new long position because in the in 1-day chart I'm looking for longs. My stop loss was $29,000 around there. It depends on the change, right? In my exchange, I'm trading on Bitget. I gotta stop it. So I gotta stop it and after I bounce it. So because I know the game, I open another position here around $29,200, and now I'm in profit. What I did, yes, I am protecting my profit. I am protecting my entry, and looking for a break. Looking for a break where we will see around. Yes, around $30,000, 300, around there. That is the area I will start looking for, maybe potentially taking some profits, maybe. It depends, right? Around this area, that is the area I will start looking for potential profits. But for now, I am still long. I'm looking for longs in 1-day chart, I mean, all this week, okay? Now, one thing, let me tell you something. If this week we don't see the bounce, I'm saying right now, for example, Bitcoin is just in sideways all this week, right? Doing nothing, technically nothing all this week. Careful here, because this pattern is going to be just continuation to the downside, okay? So this is the last chance for Bitcoin to reverse, or I mean, if you're bullish, this is the last chance, the last signal, I think, for Bitcoin in 1-day chart to really try to reverse all the bearish signals I said before. So for me, if you ask me right now, this bounce we will see right now, I mean, this week is going to be a sell opportunity, okay? That is the point. So I think that's it. In 4-hour chart, let me show you here. In 4-hour chart, as you can see here, volatility is expanding here. And we have here, I mean, this is not the best setup right now here, right? I mean, this could just turn down and you can see maybe a fake out, right? But the volume is still healthy. So that's the point. The volume is healthy. That's why I am still looking for longs. And if you see 12-hour chart, we have a bullish variance here. It's still present there. So from this point, let me show you here from this point, this point and this point and this point and this point, and technically speaking, in 12-hour chart, it's still, I mean, Bitcoin has time to actually try to do something interesting. Any close about 30 in this time frame, right? $29,700. Any close about there, you will see around $30,300, and potentially maybe another leg up to maybe 31. But as I said before, I think that is gonna be a sell opportunity. It's not gonna be a buy, okay? So you're looking for longs right now. Actually, there is where, technically speaking, we should enter, right? Well, that is something like, I remember I'm a financial advisor, just I'm telling you what I see, okay? So now let's continue. I'm gonna continue with the stock market. First of all, use the dominance, and after that, I'm gonna move to the stock market, okay? Use the dominance. Okay, use the dominance here in 12-hour chart. As you can see, here's a signal, ADX negative. This is gonna break down. It's very easy. So Bitcoin is gonna bounce. Okay, this chart is very obvious. Here, same thing. You see MA21 and MA55 contracted here. Sell signal in progress here for USD dominance. Bitcoin is gonna bounce. in the next 24 hours. So this is gonna break down. So let's talk about a weekly basis. Weekly basis here, USD dominance is doing very well, very well. Even if you see a leg down, I am looking for maybe 6.95, and that's it. No more than that, because this is sideways here, and you will see in a couple of weeks testing the seller line here. And if you see the seller line tested here and you see dominance, game over for Bitcoin. I mean, seriously, game over for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is gonna, it will break, Bitcoin will break the trend, and you will see Bitcoin maybe below $25,000, maybe around, I don't know, $20,000 in the worst case scenario. So now the good thing here, like in the monthly, why I'm bullish for Bitcoin in the long term, because we have wonderful bearish appearance in the monthly here in this dominance. I think next year is gonna play where the target usually is the MI55. So potentially, maybe I'm saying too much, but in next year, potentially we will see a very nice bull market for Bitcoin. Very nice, like something like 2020 with 2021. So, but it is gonna take more time. So let's talk about now the stock market, right? I'm gonna start with the SP500. The SP500 here, SP500. Where is it? Okay, SP500 here. Okay, good. So let me. Yeah. Okay, good. Perfect. Now, first of all, here in the monthly, it's still to the upside. Yes. It's time to buy. No, the buy was here around 4,050, 4,040, around there. Below 4,000, much better. And now here, no, thank you. This is not with me. No. If you wanna buy here, you will have to wait maybe a couple years, because the monthly is still bullish. This is still bullish here, and that is something Bitcoin is not doing. You see, seller line testing here and testing the previous high. So usually what happens, potentially we can see next month a new leg up here, looking for breaking this new high here, and now eventually we will see a pullback where the trend is your friend, and after that we will have another chance, maybe another 3-4 years, something like that in monthly. So let me see in the weekly basis. Weekly basis, I think this is, I mean, very healthy actually. Volume is beautiful here. Volatility is actually very good. Yes, it's contracting here, and we don't have better variance. So the thing here is, like, my rules, right? I never buy in the previous high. Never. No thank you. No thank you. This is not with me. So if we see that, if you see a break here, please be careful. Don't open long positions. At least in my perspective, this could be a beautiful, wonderful bull trap where you are gonna get wrecked, and after that, continuation to the upside. So always in a bull market or bear market, buy the pullbacks or sell, right? So that's the point. Sell the bounces in a short market, in a bear market, and buy the pullbacks in a bull market. That's simple. So the thing here is, like, in one day chart. Let's talk about the one day chart here. It's an uptrend here. You see, we have better variance here in SP500 here. Of course, no thank you. I will not buy here, as I said before. I will just wait for the pullback, especially if I see the SP500 testing the MI55 in some point. That is going to be a buy opportunity for me. But now, no thank you. There is no buy or sell. I am not interested in shorting this thing, because I know macro time frames, they are still bullish. So that's why, no thank you. Now, let's talk about the short term. Let me see some questions. Okay, people. Could you go over macro stock market ideas? Okay, I told you what I think right now about the stock market, SP500. Let me see. They have a question. When you look at the stocks on time frames under 1 day, do you use extend hour chart? What do you mean with the extend hour chart? I don't get it. Usually when I trade in time frames like 4-hour chart, I apply 3-screen system. I just split. For example, you have on a screen, you add 3 screens here: 4-hour chart, 1-day chart, or 1-hour chart, 4-hour chart, and 1-day chart. Or it depends: 4-hour chart, 12-hour chart, 1-hour chart. And you start from right to left, right? Right is 1-day chart, is bullish, bearish, is bullish. Okay, longs. 12-hour chart is bullish, bearish. No, okay, is bullish. Okay, longs. 4-hour chart, obviously you have to start looking for longs. That's it, simple. 3-screen systems, trading the zone. That is in that book you will find. You will find that system in that book. Of course, I modify the system with my system, right? I mean, 3-screen system. I applied this system with mine. I merged that system with mine. So that's why I am using 3 screens. If you see my setup right now here, I have 2 screens, 49-inch wide, ultra wide screen. So in vertical, so I can see all the markets, right? For example, in the top of my screen, I can see macro time frames, weekly chart, monthly, whatever, right? In the bottom, in the bottom, I can see 4-hour chart, 12-hour chart, and 1-day chart. Okay, so the thing is like that is the way how I'm trading. There is a regular, okay, so I didn't know that. Always I'm using the normal one, the normal. Okay, I think now trading view is changing. They are using different, they are adding new stuff. But well, as I said before, I am just using normal stuff. I'm not using nothing different. It's not because I don't want to try it. It's because I know it's working. So what I have to change in the moment when my system is not working anymore, I will start looking for new ideas. But not for now. As long as it's good, it's working. I will keep just following the plan. That's it. I don't need to explore new things because the point is making profits, right? So, well, as long as I am making profits, totally fine. Okay, so let's continue. If you have any requests about the stock market or crypto, just let me know. But the thing here is like I think all the market, yes, one more thing about Bitcoin. Careful here with Bitcoin because Bitcoin all the weekend, actually all this range, if you realize this, is not moving actually. It's just from the range is from $29,000, 150 to $29,000, 300, 400. So it's like $300. So when you see this kind of range, it's because Bitcoin is getting ready for a massive move. I mean, it's gonna move thousands. Okay, so the thing here is like, if you are a trader, this is the condition. They are the condition. This is the condition that you actually wanna trade. You don't wanna trade when the market is, just it's trending. No, you don't want to enter there. You want to enter when actually Bitcoin or any asset is about to move. Do you understand? So that's why that is my job as a trader. I have to anticipate the move before, right? So that is my job. It's hard, yes, but it's possible. Okay. So a snap. Okay, let me see a snap. What is a snap? I don't know. What is a snap? Snap. Okay, good. Okay, let me see. 1-day chart and 4-hour. Okay, 1-day chart here. 1-day chart. Okay, we have a gap. Wow. Okay, let's go long because it's gonna fill the gap, right? That is the way, right? So okay, first of all, here there is no trade. There is no trade. The only thing I will do here is just waiting here. If you see something like this, right? Maybe in a couple of days, or 3 or 4 days, like the curve, like it's around maybe 80-90% development, right? The curve, the slope is getting positive, and it's sideways here. Yes, I will buy here in the future, maybe in 3 or 4 days, not now. There is no volume here, so the best trade here is not trading, at least for me in 1-day chart. In 4-hour chart, let me show you. 4-hour chart, we have ADX positive and negative here, so the projection is to the upside. 4-hour chart, continuation here, and keep falling. That is the projection. In my case, it depends on weekly chart, right? So if we see weekly chart is bullish, well, I will start looking for longs in the long term, right? Let me see here. No, I think this is gonna break down. Breaking $10.60, you will see $8 again in weekly basis. Is printing hiding better divergence here. Is they are not very powerful here. Let me see here. No. There is no better divergence here. The point is here, this is not bullish. Okay, in the long term, I think for now. So I think this thing is just gonna in 4-hour chart is like this, right? We will see a bounce here, and after that, continuation to the downside. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I did a huge position to play a bounce trade. Yes, I explained the bounce here, but no more than that. I think that's it. From maybe $10 right at this level to maybe 11 or 12 maximum, and no more than that. This is a range, my friend. You are in a range, okay? This was a bull trap, and that's it, okay? No, thank you. No, thank you. So careful here, because in the long term, I mean, it is looking like a consolidation. Yes, it's looking like a consolidation. Actually, it's looking like the bottom is already in. Let me see the monthly here. The monthly here, yes, it's looking like the monthly is here. The monthly is this the bottom long term Investment potentially, yes. I am not financial advisor, but this is looking something like that, where the target should be around 20 in the long term, of course. So, okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. I'm gonna show you the last chart here is yes, 27 minutes, 3 minutes left. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance here. This is the arrow here. This is looking more like a pullback, getting ready here. Technically speaking, right now we should have all season, but I think we will not see it, and the reason is simple. Uh, is simple because Bitcoin is not bullish, not like before. Okay, remember, when you want to see alt season, it's because you want to see two things. You want to see the Bitcoin dominance dropping after testing higher, very strong resistance, and Bitcoin bullish. I mean, Bitcoin with long-term macro, right? Macro should be healthy. That is your perfect recipe for alt season. Okay, in March this year we have this setup, and that's 2 months ago. The 2 months ago was not like the best. I was just up like maybe 35%. I cannot complain, right? I mean, happy, right? Yes. But I think we will have another alt season maybe soon if Bitcoin can hold the MA21, MA55 in the monthly. Maybe 2024 is going to be interesting here. If Bitcoin can manage and hold this area around $27,000, very bullish, right? Very bullish scenario. $27,000 without breaking $27,000 for the rest of the year, believe me, Bitcoin will be in next year around 50K. Yeah. So, but that is something you have to wait because we are talking about long-term things, right? So I'm gonna post very detail. I'm gonna explain a lot about with more detail. Sorry, in my investing channel about Bitcoin, the outlook for all the altcoins and everything, because I know some of you, right, you want to buy and hold and just forget it, right? The problem is not like that easy. You have to find the right setup here. Bitcoin is not there, not yet. If you want to see an example, when what I'm talking about is this. Let me show you here. We have, technically speaking here, we have a buy signal here in weekly basis here. After 80% correction here, let me show you here, 80% correction, there is a very good chance Bitcoin will bounce, you see? And after what, 80% sorry, correction, that is something like makes sense. Especially here when people, they see we have a drop like 80%, 75, 80, 90, people they start calling for Bitcoin will go to zero. And actually, no. Technically speaking, it's not looking great, yes, but in average, Bitcoin is crashing around between 75 to 86%. So that's why when we have this buy signal in 2019, I said, hey, we are going to see a bounce. Potentially, my target this time was around $5,000, 5,500 around there, and an extension to maybe 11, 12. If we see that. And after we saw it, right? And as you can see here, all this area, Bitcoin in OBB was very healthy. You see, volume very healthy here, and we have a double bottom here. But volume is still healthy. That means in the period of 2019 and 2020, market makers, they were buying Bitcoin all the dips. You understand? But right now, what is going on right now? We have Bitcoin. It's not very healthy. You see, it's not very healthy. It's not like before. So that's why I said in January, this year is not gonna be. We will not see a bull market. It's just gonna be sideways, the best scenario, and that's it. Well, fair enough, right? It's happening right now. You see, in the macro scale, it's in sideways. Technically speaking, it's in sideways where this range is gonna be from this point, and the top potential is this point, and Bitcoin is just gonna start playing like ping pong here for many months. And that in the long term is very healthy because we will see something like this, right? Something like this, sorry. And after that, the next leg up. Remember, I'm telling you right now, 2023, I'm calling the top potentially, yes, the range between $75,000 and $80,000 and no more than that. Okay. Why? Well, because based on probabilities, well, Bitcoin is losing steam, is losing power, and potentially we are gonna see the last pump after Bitcoin finally has a correction in the monthly for many years, I think. So, well, fair enough. Let's continue. I'm gonna continue with, okay, we have done. Thank you for joining. So let's continue with Dan and his questions, his requests. Okay, quant. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Last time was above $100. Ah, it's still there, you see? Okay, we have a buy signal technically speaking following my seasonal trading, but remember, this buy signal means something. Sideways, right? Sideways or bounce. That is you have two scenarios here. Yeah, it's same thing when you have a sell signal, sideways or downside. So in this case, we have sideways. Okay, perfect, good. Now, the thing here is like you see the seller line testing here, maybe in August, because this is gonna happen potentially in August, and you see this thing in sideways. I mean, in the same range, the same price, it's time to get out. Why? Because with this in this period when you had the momentum to the upside, the asset didn't move. What is this telling you? There is no, I mean, there are no buyers here. So this is telling you actually they are selling, right? So in the next sell signaling weekly basis, you will see this thing breaking down. So that's why careful here. Is the buy signal is still on? Yes. It's still present? Yes. It still makes sense holding this thing? Yes. Just next month. That's it. No more than that. After August, you see this thing is still at the same price. Think twice. Think twice. Same thing for Cardano. Same thing for many altcoins. For example, if we see Cardano here, Cardano here is, we have this potentially buy signal forming right now here. Terrible momentum. I mean, the moment here for this buy signal is terrible because Bitcoin is not bullish. So the thing here is like, technically speaking, we can say here, Cardano is gonna stay here the rest of the year in this area between 20.26 cents and 0.40 cents all the rest of the year, macro range. Okay, now technically speaking, in the monthly we have what? We have a buy signal here. So technically speaking, it's a bounce, right? Around maybe 0.50 maximum. The question is here, that is going to happen. Well, if Bitcoin breaks $25,000, all your favorite altcoins will crash again a lot. Okay, so that's why you are trading altcoins. Actually, you have to trade two assets: your altcoin and Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the king. And maybe you don't like this idea, but it's, well, welcome to reality. That is the way how the markets in crypto are working. Yeah, Bitcoin is the king. If you don't like it, fine. If you don't like it, who cares? That is reality. Okay, so the thing here is like volatility contraction here in weekly chart for Bitcoin, 5-day chart volatility contracting here, and 3-day chart volatility contraction here. This is telling you something, right? The market is about to move very hard, very, very hard. So that's why you are going to enter in the market right now looking for longs. Always manage your risk, set your stop loss. It's better losing maybe a couple bucks, $100, $200, instead of losing 5K, 10K, 15K, and 20K, whatever, right? So careful here. Manage your risk. Risk management is the most. Okay. I think that's it, guys, for today. Okay. That's it, guys, for today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next live stream.